This is pretty rare. What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got a good one. In this box is an iPhone 7 Plus, product red, 256 gigs, running iOS 10. And we're gonna open it up. Now, before I start off the video, I wanna say a couple things. Number one, thank you guys so much for 750-ish subscribers at the time of recording. I'm so grateful for you guys, and please drop a comment on this video of what content you'd like to see. So a couple other things, just a couple of notices. The upload schedule will be increasing to once a week for kind of the next couple months, considering I'm gonna have a lot of content going. I've got so many packages to open for you guys. Number two, channel membership should be enabled very soon. I'm working on it as I record this video, so hopefully by the time the video is up, channel memberships will be unlocked. Number three, I am changing the channel name, and I will also be revamping the whole channel and doing a couple of those things. So please stay tuned for that and let me know if you have any ideas on what I should change the channel name to. I have a couple of ideas, so I'm not gonna say them here, but just an FYI that a channel name change is coming. But anyways, let's get straight into the video. I just came back from a 4-week vacation last night, and I've been ordering things all throughout the vacation, so I've got a huge bit of content to get through, and I still have more packages on the way. I've already got about 3 long form videos, right next to me. I have 2 packages over there plus this one, and then I've got 2 more packages on the way. So stay tuned for that, and I've also got a huge host of content that hasn't even been edited yet. So it'll be great, really. There'll be a lot of content coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. So in here we have the 7 Plus. So 7 Plus red, 256 gigabyte, you can see there. Now, before I start off the video, why is this phone so special? Well, the 7 Plus is already a very cool phone. It was the first iPhone to have 2 cameras, and iOS 10 was a really nice update, and it ran very well on the 7. Number 2, I've never had a 7 or 7 Plus running iOS 10, so this will be interesting. And number 3, this is the highest storage in the rarest color aside from jet black, really. So to find this was very fun and very surprising, considering that I only paid $170 for this phone. Now, in one of the legacy jailbreak discords that I'm in, someone said they paid $400, another person paid $300, so I got a very good deal on this. And yes, I did confirm it's on iOS 10 with the seller, but it's never been used before. Now, one thing that's also interesting about this phone is that it's locked to AT&T, and there may be a possibility of me unlocking it. So stay tuned later in the video where I can try to do that. Now, taking out the literature packet, we do have the product red booklet here, which is pretty cool. And then we have the welcome to iPhone with the simple instructions, 2 Apple stickers, and the warranty information. So let's go ahead and take this phone out. Now, of course, it is mint condition. The seller said it's never been used before, and they said this was a spare that they had. I'm gonna set it aside. We can take a look at the accessories. We have the Apple 5-watt power brick. I have a ton of these. And then we have the Apple EarPods with the adapter, because this was the first iPhone to remove the headphone jack, which was, very interesting. And now we know that AirPods are great, and AirPods are like the #1 selling earphones. Now, I do want to show you guys this real quick. I do have a Apple leather case in red here. This is an original one, so it's a little bit not in the best condition, but this will be cool for that phone. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the phone right here. Now, the seller did just turn it on to make sure that it was working, but they did not activate it. So let's see if it has any power. Okay, and surprisingly it does. The seller charged it up to maybe about 20%, and they just sent me a photo of the setup screen. But I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. And there we go. Now, one indication immediately that this is on iOS 10 is that little battery icon. I'm trying to get my phone to focus, but you can see it's a little bit different than the normal battery icon, and it's more squared off with thin borders around the battery. And another indication is if we lock the phone, you can see that the text on the home screen is very thin. Let me go ahead and lower my phone down a little bit. but you can kind of see that the text is thinner than normal, and I can show a picture on the screen for comparison, but this is an indication of that iOS 10. I don't actually have any iOS 10 devices in the collection, so this will be a pretty cool experience. Let's go ahead and press home to open. We're going to select English, United States, and we're going to go ahead and choose a Wi-Fi network. And we are now trying to activate this iPhone. So one thing about these iOS 10 devices that are A10, so the iPhone 7, is they have an activation error, but they will go through activation. You just have to spam it a bunch of times for it to work. But these phones, I don't believe, have activation issues. They just need a little bit to kind of get almost kick-started. So I may have to go off screen and kind of spam it, but oh, okay, there we go, perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and enable location services. And I'm actually gonna set up Touch ID later because there is still a seal on the phone. So we'll do that later. And then we're gonna go ahead and set up a passcode later. Set up as a new iPhone. Gonna skip the Apple ID. Agree to the terms. And we're gonna use Siri. Set up the Hey Siri later. Don't share. And of course we got the new home button. So this was the first iPhone to have a haptic home button. And what that means is that this home button is actually just a piece of glass. It does not click. The new Taptic engine in this phone controls that, and it vibrates when you press down. So we're gonna hit get started, and you can actually choose how firm the click is. Now I've used this before and I quite like the third one, the most firm click. So I'm gonna choose that. And then for the view, we're gonna go ahead and choose the standard view. We're gonna get started. And here we are on the home screen of beautiful iOS 10. Let's go ahead and go into the settings app, general, and about, and check which version this is running. Now I had checked the serial number before and this lines up. It is running iOS 10.3.1 and it is a 256 gigabyte model. Now I do want to do the same thing that I do for all my iOS devices and make sure that they can't be updated from settings. Now I don't know if this is the case, but okay, so it can be downloaded and installed. So I will figure out a way to make sure that it doesn't update automatically. Probably that means just disconnecting it from Wi-Fi, which I'm gonna do right now. Now let's go ahead and get the seal off of this iPhone, and then we can talk about what the iPhone 7 introduced on iOS 10. So I'll be right back. And there we go, the seal has now been removed off of the beautiful iPhone 7 Plus. Now I'm gonna go ahead and check and see if I have a screen protector for this phone, and if I don't, I'm just gonna put it straight into the case here. Okay guys, so I don't have a screen protector, which is fine. I didn't expect to have a screen protector. I didn't think I had one anyways. So we will go ahead and put this into the Apple leather case. Now I believe this is an original case, but it has a little bit of wear, but it definitely feels very nice in the hand. So let's go ahead and set up Touch ID real quick, and then I'm going to introduce the iPhone 7. Okay guys, I am back. I went ahead and changed the wallpaper to the product red one. I also checked the IMEI number on AT&T's website, and it did not give me an error that the phone was not paid off. It instead said that it just can't be unlocked right now. So I went ahead and submitted another request. I did it the wrong way on accident, so I went ahead and submitted another request. So it's a possibility that I can get this phone unlocked since it is paid off. So let's talk about what the iPhone 7 Plus introduced. Now, it was the first iPhone to feature a dual camera system with a telephoto lens and a wide camera, which allowed it to have portrait mode. Let's go ahead and take a look at the camera here. We do have that portrait mode, and it's actually in beta on this version. I'm not gonna bother with it. And then we also have a telephoto camera. You can see we have the option for 2x, and the zoom goes all the way up to 10x. The portrait mode, of course, I just said that. And then this was also the first iPhone to officially have water and dust resistance. Now the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus did have a waterproof seal, but they weren't officially waterproof. And then of course I mentioned that earlier, but it has a glass home button that has it's just haptic, it's a solid home button. This phone also has stereo speakers. You can see there because there's no headphone jack, so it allowed for that. And yeah, it had the removal of the headphone jack. And of course, hardware-wise, it had the dual 12-megapixel rear cameras and the A10 Fusion chip, which was quad-core with 3 gigabytes of RAM. I think this was the first iPhone to have an extra gig of RAM for the Plus models. And this was the first time that the Plus was significantly better than the regular model. I mean, previously you have the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, but they're really just a bigger size. The 7 Plus was really the first time where they're showing that the Plus is the better phone. Let's continue on with iOS 10. So iOS 10 introduced an Apple Music app. You can see here, it's not showing up because I'm not logged in, but it does have Apple Music. It also had an overhauled Photos app, you can see here, but I don't have any photos, and with the tabs at the bottom as well. And it also had a dedicated Home app for HomeKit. With iOS 10, it also had open developer access to Siri and lock screen notifications that were more detailed and just overall better. And yeah, it was just a really great update. A lot of people say that on the 7 and 7 Plus, iOS 10 is just beautiful, and I agree. I mean, I've never had an iOS 10 device or any iPhone 7s on an older version. I think the oldest iPhone 7 I've had was iOS 13. So to have iOS 10 on this is really amazing. So in terms of the video, this is going to be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Again, I think we just hit 750 subs when you guys will see this. And like I said at the beginning of the video, tried to say it at the beginning, so if you don't watch to the end, you'll know. But new name, more content, weekly upload schedule instead of bi-weekly, and major changes coming soon. So please, thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.